Hello friends, this is the Cryptonian taking a look at VeChain. Now I apologize for the last video. We had a audio issue. Um, I'm still, like I said, I'm still trying to get used to the making the videos again after a hiatus. But that's why I'm redoing this video, making another one for you. So I apologize for that inconvenience. And taking a look at VeChain here. Let's start on the weekly. So let's look at the weekly, and we'll take a another look, and I'm going to give you guys an update here. So looking at the weekly here on the VeChain chart, we see something interesting. Let me get my little marker here. There we go. So here we see stochastics is down at the bottom, and usually that means that there is a pump coming. See that right after that. So when we were down here for some time at the bottom, and on the weekly you can see that. But what happens after that is you can see a nice strong impulsive pump to the upside. So it's a very good chance, very good likelihood that VeChain is at the bottom or very close to the bottom. Now, this can be in the oversold area on the weekly chart now for quite some time, and so we need to be careful. We could have more times, more consolidation, and more choppiness going sideways from here, and in that time we could have volatile prices and fake outs. That's usually what you see at the bottom, false starts and fake outs, and a lot of bulls and bears fighting for direction. But what's also nice to see is if you look at the previous trend, you see a lot of red candles. Now I'm using a impulse system, so that's why you see even when the price went up on the weekly, it was red, right? It's an impulse system. It measures strength and it measures breakouts. So looking at the weekly with the impulse system, you see that we have all of this is red. So this is considered by the impulse system as a corrective phase, even when we're having big swings and going higher at sometimes, like right here. This system ignores that, because this system on the weekly, the longer the time frame, it looks for breakouts and it looks for long-term trends. So we had, after the red candlesticks, orange candlesticks, 2 orange candlesticks here coming off of the bottom, and then we went to strong impulses with green candles, and we had a run. So what do we see here? Well, we see that we had the series of red candlesticks here, and then we went to orange, which shows a possible reversal and a new trend, and then we went to red again. So that was a false breakout, just an impulse, a weak impulse to the upside as far as the weekly is concerned, right? Now you can see that we have the same thing here developing. We have a weekly orange or yellow candle, and that candlestick could potentially, now remember, this is going to be closing tonight. This candlestick could be a bottom, because if we have the next candlestick starting here at this breakout line, see, we have this trend line going down, this white line, trend line going down, and we've been consolidating down here. We've been getting bought up in these lower levels on these candlesticks, weekly candlesticks, and we're right above the 7/8 Fibonacci line. Now you can see this 7/8 Fibonacci line was support for the previous dip, right? And now we're right back above the Fibonacci line again, and we're even putting in a higher, technically a higher low here. So that's very important. We have a low, and then we have a slightly higher low, which means that it actually keeps the weekly trend bullish. Okay, barely, but yes, bullish. And you can see that all of this here was basically a huge consolidation zone, right? All right, so once we have identified the structure, what does it mean for this week coming up? Well, if Bitcoin has a bullish week, the market will have a bullish week, and VeChain will have a bullish week. Now, what's important is the next weekly candle here could be a very strong impulse candle to the upside. Okay, testing the 10 cents area and possibly pushing even higher. And over time, it could be, if it's a new trend, we could be going much, much higher. Okay, so this is a critical place to be on VeChain's chart. That's the weekly. Now let's go to, well, first of all, let's remove some of this stuff here because this is going to show up on the other time frames, and that's going to kind of mess us up. So let's go from the weekly to the daily. Now, looking at the daily, this is quite interesting as well. And on the daily, we see the same setup, but in a shorter time frame, and we can see a little bit more detailed price action. Now, this is interesting. Our stochastics now is at the top. Okay, so that means that we could have an impulse coming down, but it also means that it's strong, right? So the RSI is a little bit under 50, which is a little bit weak on the daily, but it means that we do have a lot of room to run up here. And we are above this yellow line. The blue line's above the yellow line, which means we're above and holding the average, right? The average strength for this area. So what does that mean? Well, we've pretty much gone sideways right under the 50, and so excuse me, that's indicative of a consolidation. It's a little bit weak because it's under the 50 midline on the RSI, but we're at a bottom, so that's expected, right? So what could we see? Well, this here is consolidation. We had a nice pump, and now we saw the same thing. We had a pump, but look, now we're consolidating right here. The last 3 days we're consolidating. This white line, remember, is the downtrend, the upper resistance of a downtrend. If we break that, then we could be testing the 8.3, and we could also be testing the 30-day moving average, which is 8.4 cents. And then if we break that, which is very likely, we'll go straight up to 9.8 cents and a possible test of the 10.4 cents. Okay, and it could continue over time. So if the market is putting at a bottom, this is the bottom, and then it will be moving much higher and just taking these levels over time. So watch VeChain. VeChain could be popping soon. Could be popping. Now what we could see is if we have a sell down between now and maybe Monday, Tuesday, it could kind of do this number, right? It could just have a weak impulse to the downside, which I believe would hold. It would be purchased quite quickly, and then it would most likely break out pretty strong to the upside after that. I do believe momentum is going to come in this week, as long as Bitcoin comes in with momentum this week. Bitcoin right now is doing well, 43,300, so it's wanting to go higher. But be careful, there could be a small dump tonight. It's Sunday. Sundays are unpredictable. Sundays, usually when there's going to be a big bullish week, Sundays are consolidative. And you see consolidation on Sundays, and possibly an early pump in the evening. But if the week, Monday, Tuesday, is going to be flat, you'll see a drop tonight. So be careful. But like I said, with VeChain's looking good on the daily. Okay, we've got some consolidation, and here, look at this. We went from yellow to green. Green means that these are impulses, strong impulses. So you want to be buying when there's green, right? That's going to give you an extended impulse, strong impulse. That gives you a safer entry. So we went from yellow to green here, and we were sold down, and yet we were bought back up, and now we're going sideways. We didn't see that before, right? Here we went from yellow to a nice green impulse to the top. We reached our target, which is the upper resistance line, and then we went red immediately, and we came all the way down. Now look at the difference. We went yellow, green impulse, yellow, and now we're going sideways. That means the market is expecting to break out, right? The market is seeing this as a consolidative and a buy zone, and it wants to go higher, right? So everything's set up on the daily, looking good for VeChain. 4 hour, let's take a look at the 4 hour real quick. Let's see here. See, here's our consolidation. And this is a Sunday, right? So we just exhausted a downtrend here and then moved up. Now look at the Fisher alerts, right? These are momentum alerts. These are trend changes alerts. These are strength alerts, right? Bullish alerts. So we had a bull alert here. We had a small impulse, not very strong. Another bull alert, stronger impulse, and another bull alert. Then we had a nice impulse to the upside. Now look at here. We have another Fisher bull alert here, and we went up. We're consolidating. So this wants to go higher. How much higher? Not sure. But chances are it probably will go higher. If not, if we have a sell-off, if we have a dip, it'll probably come down just to the same level and then pop back up again. That is my my idea. That's my impression that I get from the chart. Excuse me. Support at 7.6 cents if it came down, which is right above the 0.78 Fibonacci. So, and we are just now, we had a little bit of a bull cloud here, and we're just now, if we push higher, we'll have another bull cloud. So this is an excellent place to consider an entry. Now remember, I'm not giving you advice. This is just my opinion. Do your own diligence and make your own investment decisions or trade decisions. I'm a long-term investor, so I take a different approach to the market. Every once in a while I might take a short-term position, thinking or with the possibility that it could turn into a long-term position, but I do have tight stop losses. Now taking a position now, you want to have a stop loss, you want to have a stop loss probably down here, or maybe even a little bit down here, right? But either that or just wait for the momentum to come in and see what's going to happen tonight and tomorrow. Just watch the market. On the 4 hour, we're at midline, so we do have room to run up on the RSI. So it looks like it just came off the bottom down here, went up, consolidated, and now it looks like it wants to go higher. See that? Also, the stochastics is a little bit above midline, and it has room to run as well. So we could see a pump to the upside. On the 4 hour, we're going to see resistance at 8, because that's where a lot of that upper resistance line here is this trend. We need to break that. We're going to encounter selling and bears at that point, although I don't think it's going to be a big deal. I think we can probably push through that because we have in the past not long ago. We just came from that area here. We had a nice impulse. We went past the upper resistance line, that white line coming down, but we reversed. Okay, so I don't think it's going to be a problem getting past this area. And so if we do have a breakout this week, I'm thinking we're going to hit 10 cents easy. So what type of profit potential is there here for VeChain? Profit potential, and it's going to take a little bit of time. It's not going to be immediate and straight, but let's see, price here. So if it breaks out tonight, between tonight and tomorrow, and it's bullish this week, I'm looking at a possible return eventually by the end of the week. A possible return here to at least 9 cents to 10 cents. 9 cents is going to be, let's see, that's going to be 19%, and 10 cents will be 22%. Now if we get stopped at the 200 daily moving average, that's going to be 9.9%, and if we get stopped at the previous place where we were rejected, that's 6%. So possible downside, let's see the risk. Possible downside is, let's see, 2 to 3%. So I think it's a good risk reward ratio. You're risking about 2 to 3% here, with a possible 10 to 20% upside. So and much more if that's a bottom. So there you have it, friends. I don't want to make the video too long. VeChain currently at 7.9 cents, and I do believe that there could be a breakout coming up. What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. Is VeChain a good buy at this time? Are you in VeChain? Are you a holder of VeChain? Are you planning on holding VeChain or buying it? Please let me know in the comment section below. Thank you for your time. We'll see you in the next video.